Have you ever felt the weight of someone else's words crushing your spirit, dragging your confidence into the dirt, making you doubt your own worth? That ends today. The moment you allow someone else to dictate how you feel, you hand over your power, your energy, your life. Life doesn't owe you kindness, and people will try to manipulate, provoke, or control you. But you are stronger than every insult, every criticism, every attempt to break you. Your emotions are yours, and only you hold the key to them. No one should ever be allowed to steal your peace or dictate your happiness. Stand tall, look yourself in the mirror, and realize that the anger, the frustration, the doubt, they are weapons others want to use against you. But you will not hand them the trigger. You are the captain of your mind, the commander of your heart, and the master of your destiny. From this moment, no one, and I mean no one, will control your emotions again. You are untouchable, unstoppable, and unshakable. Every challenge will meet a mind sharpened by control, and every storm will bow to the power you hold inside. Own your feelings, master your reactions, and nothing in this world can break you. Every single day, you face situations designed to test your mind, your patience, your strength. People will say things, act in ways, and create circumstances that push buttons, trying to make you react, trying to make you weak. But here's the truth that most people will never tell you. Nobody can control how you feel unless you allow them to. Your emotions are yours and yours alone. They are not determined by someone else's words, by their anger, by their jealousy, or by their criticism. The moment you hand over control of your feelings to another person, you have lost a piece of yourself. And once you lose that piece, you start living on other people's terms. You start letting their actions, their opinions, and their moods dictate the course of your life. That ends today. If you want to rise above, you want to be untouchable, the first thing you must do is take full responsibility for your emotions. No excuses, no blaming, no rationalizing. Your happiness, your anger, your frustration, your fear, they are not caused by anyone else. They are caused by how you perceive the world and how you allow yourself to respond. Take a moment to reflect on this. Every time someone upsets you, it is not their actions that truly harm you. It is your response to them. It is the decision you make in that split second, whether to react with anger, resentment, or surrender your peace. The world is full of people who will try to trigger you because it makes them feel powerful to see you lose control. But you are stronger than that. You are the gatekeeper of your own mind. And when you fully own that power, nothing outside of you has the ability to shake you. Every insult will bounce off you. Every attempt to provoke you will fall flat. Every challenge will become an opportunity to demonstrate the unbreakable strength of your self-mastery. Taking responsibility for your emotions is not passive. It is a declaration of war against every force that tries to weaken you. It is a choice to never hand over your life steering wheel to anyone else. Think about how often people allow themselves to be victims of their own feelings. They let someone's criticism fester inside them for days, letting anger and resentment control their thoughts, their actions, and even their sleep. They let disappointment shape their entire mood. They let fear paralyze them. And the most insidious part, they think this is normal. They believe someone else made them feel a certain way. This is a lie. That story does not belong to anyone but you. You have the ultimate power to decide whether you allow something to affect you. You can feel emotion without letting it control you. You can acknowledge anger, frustration, or sadness without surrendering your life to them. That is real power. That is maturity. That freedom. Taking responsibility for your emotions means confronting the uncomfortable truth. You are the one who decides your reactions, and you are the one who determines the quality of your life. When you stop blaming external forces, you stop giving them authority. The person who shouts at you, the coworker who undermines you, the friend who disappoints you, they do not hold power over your inner world unless you grant it. Every moment you react unconsciously is a moment you lose control of your destiny. But the moment you start choosing your response deliberately, you become a master of your life. You take every insult, every criticism, every misfortune, and turn it into a tool for growth, a chance to strengthen your mind, and a test of your resilience. This is not easy. It requires brutal honesty, relentless self-reflection, and discipline that most people will never practice. But the reward is extraordinary, absolute control over your emotions, and with that absolute control, over your life. No one else is responsible for your anger. No one else is responsible for your happiness. No one else is responsible for your sadness, your frustration, or your fear. You cannot control what happens in the world, but you can control how you respond to it. This is the difference between someone who is weak and someone who is unstoppable. People who react impulsively are slaves to external circumstances. People who take responsibility for their emotions are warriors who bend reality to their will. And the best part, once you claim this power, it cannot be taken from you. It is yours forever because it comes from within. You become untouchable. You become free. You become the master of every situation, no matter how chaotic it seems. It starts with awareness. Every time a situation arises, pause and ask yourself, am I reacting or responding? Am I giving away my power, or am I taking full control of my emotions? This is not about suppressing feelings. It is about mastering them. It is about transforming anger into fuel, frustration into strategy, fear into clarity. It is about understanding that every emotion is a signal, not a command. You feel something and then you choose what to do with it. That choice is the ultimate act of responsibility. That choice separates winners from losers, leaders from followers, and kings from pawns. So today, make a vow to yourself. No one will ever control your emotions again. You will own every feeling, master every reaction, and rise above every attempt to provoke you. Life will continue to challenge you, and people will continue to test your limits. But you will meet every moment with the calm confidence of someone who knows their power. You are not a puppet to the whims of others. You are the ruler of your inner kingdom. And in that kingdom, you are untouchable, unshakable, and unstoppable. Take full responsibility for your emotions, and the world will bend to your will. Every day, the world throws people in situations at you designed to ignite anger, frustration, fear, or doubt. People want to see you lose control. They want to see your confidence crumble, your peace shatter, and your focus break. Some do it intentionally, others unconsciously, but the result is the same: a momentary loss of your power if you allow it. But here is the truth few understand. You have the power to refuse. You can refuse to react. You can refuse to hand over your peace to someone else. You can refuse to let them manipulate you. And when you make that refusal a habit, nothing in the outside world can touch you. Manipulation, provocation, criticism, jealousy, they all rely on one thing: your emotional reaction. Take that away and their weapons are useless. The moment you realize this, you step into a space of absolute power where your mind is yours, your emotions are yours, and no one has permission to shake you. You are untouchable. Provocation comes in many forms: a harsh word from a colleague, a subtle egg from a friend, the condescending tone of someone who thinks they are above you, or the manipulative guilt trips that others use to bend your will. These are tests disguised as normal life to see if you will allow them to control your reactions. And make no mistake, every reaction you have sends a message. If you explode in anger, if you crumble under pressure, if you let fear guide you, you are giving someone else the authority to dictate your life. The question is simple: are you going to hand over your control, or are you going to take it back and hold it like a weapon? The choice is yours, and it is the most powerful choice you will ever make. Refusing provocation requires discipline and awareness. It requires you to pause, breathe, and observe. When someone attempts to push your buttons, don't respond immediately. Step back mentally. Recognize the attempt for what it is: a challenge to your strength, a test of your mastery over your own mind. You don't have to react the way hers want you to. You don't have to validate their manipulations or meet them on their level. Instead, you can respond with calm, clarity, and unwavering control. That is how winners behave. That is how leaders operate. That is how someone becomes untouchable in a world full of chaos. Your power lies not in fighting their manipulation with more manipulation, but in refusing to participate at all. Many people are trapped in cycles of provocation because they confuse emotion with control. They think that if they feel anger, fear, or resentment, it is natural and unavoidable. But here's the brutal truth: emotions are signals, not commands. Feeling upset when someone tries to provoke you is normal, but acting on it is optional. The moment you recognize that your response is your choice, you free yourself from the chains of manipulation. You no longer give people the satisfaction of controlling your mind. You become a force they cannot predict. cannot influence, and cannot bend. And once why you operate from this position, life starts to look different. Challenges become tests, conflicts become opportunities, and insults or criticisms bounce off you like they were never meant to stick. Manipulation is often subtle. It comes dressed as concern, friendship, or authority. Someone might try to make you feel guilty for asserting yourself or fearful for refusing to comply. They may attempt to make you question your own judgment or create doubt where none existed. But all manipulation relies on your participation. It relies on you reacting, defending, or doubting yourself. If you refuse to react, you break the cycle. You take the power from the manipulator and return it to yourself. This is a mental muscle, and like any muscle, it must be trained. You must practice saying no mentally before you say it in the world. You must practice maintaining calm when provoked, recognizing the attempt and responding with deliberate control rather than automatic reaction. Every time you do, your power grows. Every time you refuse, you become stronger, sharper, and more unshakable. Refusing provocation is not passive. It is not avoidance. It is not weakness. It is supreme strength. It is saying to the world, I am in control of me. Your attempts to manipulate, provoke, or weaken me will fail. When you reach this state, you are no longer a target. People can test you all they want, but their attempts will fall flat because you have mastered yourself. You respond with precision, not emotion. You act with purpose, not reaction. You choose your battles, your responses, and your energy. And because you refuse to give your power away, the world begins to bend to your will. Opportunities open up, respect is earned, and peace becomes your default state. Remember, the world will never stop trying to provoke you. Life will always present situations that test your patience, your ego, and your control. People will try to manipulate you for their own gain, for attention, for status, or simply out of habit. But you have the ultimate choice to participate in their game or to rise above it. To refuse to react is to refuse to be manipulated. To refuse to react is to take back the power that always belonged to you. To refuse to react is to become unshakable, untouchable, and unstoppable. Every time someone tries and fails to provoke you, your mind grows stronger, your confidence grows deeper, and your life becomes yours in every sense. This is not just a skill, it is a declaration of independence. It is a refusal to let anyone else write the story of your emotions. It is a refusal to hand over the steering wheel of your mind to anyone. From this moment on, you decide. You choose your responses. You choose your battles. You choose your peace. And once you embrace that refusal, once you make it a habit, the world has no hold over you. You are free. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. Power is not given. Power is not inherited. Power is not measured by wealth, status, or the number of people who follow you. True power is hidden in a place most people overlook, inside themselves. It lies in the ability to master your own mind, to master your impulses, and to master your reactions. Every human being faces moments that test their patience, their judgment, and their resilience. Life will throw chaos, betrayal, frustration, and anger at you. People will try to manipulate you, provoke you, or push you to act in ways that serve them, not you. But here's the truth. No one can steal your power if you refuse to hand it over. Self-control is not just a skill, it is a weapon. It is the difference between someone who is constantly a victim of circumstance and someone who is unstoppable in the face of any storm. Self-control begins with awareness. It starts the moment you recognize that every action, every word, and every emotion is a choice. Most people live as if their emotions are uncontrollable, as if anger, fear, or jealousy are inevitable responses. To the world, they react impulsively, letting external forces dictate their lives. But when you understand that every response is a decision, you reclaim the ultimate authority, the authority over your own mind. This is where power truly resides. It is not in yelling back at someone who insults you. It is not in making someone fear you. It is in the calm, unshakable mastery of yourself when the world around you is trying to ignite chaos. That is strength that no one can ever take away. Imagine the moment someone insults you, undermines you, or challenges your authority. The normal reaction is anger, frustration, or the need to strike back. But here's the difference between a person with self-control and one without. The one with self-control does not hand over their power. They recognize the insult for what it is, a test of their discipline. They understand that the world cannot control their mind unless they allow it. They breathe, they pause, they observe, and then they act from straw. TG, not emotion. That is power. That is dominance. That is self-mastery. Every single moment you resist the urge to react impulsively, you strengthen your inner armor. Every time you respond with control rather than emotion, you remind the world that your power is untouchable. Self-control is also about delayed gratification. The ability to resist immediate pleasure, comfort, or indulgence in favor of long-term gain is one of the most overlooked aspects of power. People chase short-term satisfaction, reacting to every impulse, seeking approval, and letting temporary feelings dictate permanent decisions. But someone who understands the power of self-control plays the long game. They plan, they strategize, and they act deliberately. They know that controlling their impulses today builds the freedom and strength they will enjoy tomorrow. That is where true influence lies, not in fleeting moments of reaction, but in consistent, calculated dominance over yourself and your environment. EV. Every challenge in life is an opportunity to demonstrate self-control. When someone tries to provoke you, self-control allows you to rise above. When life delivers a setback, self-control prevents despair from taking root. When temptation whispers in your ear, self-control strengthens your resolve. The people who fail are those who surrender to their impulses, who allow fear, anger, and desire to dictate their actions. The people who succeed are those who control themselves. They turn emotion into fuel, frustration into strategy, and temptation into discipline. They know that true power is not visible on the outside. It is reflected in their calm, unshakable presence and their ability to navigate the world without being pulled off course. Self-control also builds respect. People can feel the difference between someone who reacts impulsively and someone who operates from mastery. They instinctively know that the person with self-control cannot be manipulated, cannot be intimidated, and cannot be provoked into weakness. Influence is born from this awareness. Leaders, innovators, and those who command respect in any field understand that their authority is rooted in the absolute mastery of themselves before attempting to master anything else. Power without self-control is chaos. Self-control without action is wasted potential. True power emerges when self-control fuels decisive, deliberate, unstoppable action. It's not easy. Life is relentless. People will continue to push, provoke, and challenge you. Chaos will appear when you least expect it. Anger, fear, temptation, and doubt will knock at your door every day. But self-control is your shield, your anchor, and your weapon. Every time you refuse to be swayed by impulse, every time you act deliberately rather than react emotionally, your power grows. You become untouchable because the source of true strength lies within. You begin to understand that no matter what the world throws at you, no one can dominate you, no one. Can manipulate you, and no one can steal your energy unless you allow it. That is freedom. That is victory. That is the ultimate form of power. Recognizing that your power lies in self-control is not just a mindset, it is a lifestyle. It is the commitment to always pause before you react, to always act with intention, and to never surrender your inner authority to another person or circumstance. When you internalize this truth, the world becomes your arena. You can navigate every challenge, every insult, and every temptation with precision. You become a force that cannot be shaken, a presence that commands respect, and a mind that operates free from manipulation. Self-control is not optional. It is your weapon, your shield, and your key to absolute mastery over your life. And when you embrace it fully, nothing in this world can stand in your way. Mental strength is not something you are born with. It is not a gift granted by circumstance or luck. Mental strength is forged, hammered into existence through relentless discipline and unflinching awareness. Life is a battlefield, and your mind is the weapon that will determine whether you rise above or fall victim. Every challenge you face, every person who tries to provoke or manipulate you, every setback that hits you, it is all a test. And the outcome is not dictated by what happens to you. It is dictated by how you respond. Those who succeed are not the ones who avoid difficulty. They are the ones who train their minds to endure, adapt, and dominate. Discipline and awareness are the architects of this strength. Without them, even the strongest body, the sharpest skills, and the loudest voice are powerless. Discipline is the foundation of mental strength. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. It is the choice to rise before sunrise, to push through exhaustion, to stay focused when distractions swarm around you. Mental strength is not a passive state. It is earned in key, small, relentless actions that most people ignore. It is choosing consistency over comfort, effort over ease, and growth over stagnation. Every time you practice self-control, resist temptation, or persist when quitting feels easier, you build another layer of resilience in your mind. Discipline trains you to endure discomfort without breaking. It teaches you that external chaos can never touch your internal calm unless you allow it. Discipline is the steel that hardens the mind against fear, doubt, and manipulation. Awareness is the companion to discipline. Awareness is seeing the world clearly, without illusions, without being manipulated by emotions or external forces. Awareness is understanding that every person, every situation, and every challenge is an opportunity to test your mental strength. It is recognizing the subtle attempts at provocation, the quiet manipulations, and the hidden threats that most people overlook. Awareness allows you to act with precision rather than reaction, to move strategically rather than impulsively. Discipline gives you the endurance to act. Awareness gives you the clarity to act wisely. Together, they form an unshakable fortress of the mind, a power that cannot be undermined by chaos or circumstance. Building mental strength through discipline and awareness also requires facing your own weaknesses. The mind is a battlefield, but the most dangerous enemy is often within. Fear, doubt, anger, and insecurity are the invisible chains that bind most people. Discipline allows you to confront these emotions without succumbing to them. Awareness allows you to recognize their origins and dismantle them deliberately. Every time you refuse to be controlled by fear, every time you act despite doubt, every time you channel anger into focus rather than reaction, you grow stronger. Mental strength is not about avoiding struggle. It is about using struggle as fuel. It is about transforming pain into power, setbacks into strategy, and adversity into opportunity. The world will constantly challenge your mental strength. People will question your judgment, attempt to provoke you, or create obstacles designed to test your resilience. Life will throw failure, betrayal, and disappointment in your path. Without discipline, you will crumble. Without awareness, you will be blindsided. But when you combine the two, you become untouchable. You respond rather than react. You act strategically rather than impulsively. You maintain control of your mind even when the world seems determined to break you. This is how leaders are made, how champions rise, and how ordinary people transform into forces of unstoppable power. Discipline and awareness also cultivate patience. Mental strength is not about instant gratification or immediate victories. It is about the long-term accumulation of small, deliberate actions that fortify the mind. Every early morning you rise, every time you push through discomfort, every moment you resist provocatio. And you are investing in a future where no one and nothing can control you. Patience is the bridge between effort and outcome. Awareness allows you to see this bridge clearly, while discipline enables you to walk it every day, step by step, without wavering. Mental strength is a journey, and the strongest minds are those that embrace the process, not just the results. Building mental strength through discipline and awareness also requires surrounding yourself with truth. Most people live in a fog of denial, excuses, and distractions. They blame others for their failures, they avoid responsibility, and they allow external chaos to dictate their emotions. Discipline demands that you face reality without excuses. Awareness demands that you see the world clearly without illusions. Together, they strip away weakness, exposing the raw, unshakable power within. You begin to understand that the only person who can truly control your mind is you. The only thing that can break your spirit is surrendering your discipline or ignoring your awareness. When you combine the two, you are invincible in the face of life's storms. Finally, mental strength built through discipline and awareness becomes a self-reinforcing cycle. Every act of control, every moment of focus, every time you respond strategically instead of reacting emotionally, strengthens your mind for the next challenge. Awareness teaches you where to apply discipline. Discipline allows you to act on awareness. Together, they create a mental armor that shields you from manipulation, provocation, fear, and doubt. They create a presence that commands respect and a mind that operates free from chaos. You become unshakable, unstoppable, and untouchable. This is the essence of true mental power, forged by discipline, sharpened by awareness, and proven through action. The choice is yours. You can allow the world, circumstances, and other people to dictate your life, or you can build a mind so strong, so disciplined, and so that nothing outside of you has the power to shake your peace. Discipline and awareness are the keys. They are the weapons, the armor, and the foundation. When you commit to mastering them, you are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the master of your destiny. Life is not waiting for permission, and neither should you. Every second you spend hesitating, overthinking, or apologizing for your existence is a second wasted. The truth is simple. Nobody owes you anything, and the world will not pause to accommodate your feelings, fears, or insecurities. Your life is yours. Every choice, every action, every consequence belongs to you. To truly succeed, to truly rise above the chaos and mediocrity around you, you must take full ownership of everything you are, everything you do, and everything you will become. That means your reactions, your emotions, your decisions, and your destiny are entirely under your control. No one else has the power to define your limits, to dictate why, our path, or to determine your worth. From this moment, you take responsibility, and you take it unapologetically. Owning your reactions begins with understanding that the world will constantly test you. People will criticize, provoke, and manipulate. Life will throw obstacles, setbacks, and failures in your path. Most people respond to these challenges with fear, anger, or avoidance. They let the external world shape their internal state. But you are different. When you own your reactions, you refuse to give anyone or anything that power. You decide how you respond before the world even has a chance to push you off balance. You respond with strategy, not emotion. You act from strength, not fear. And in doing so, you establish a boundary that no one can cross. Your peace, your energy, your mind, and your heart are yours and yours alone. Owning your life is more than managing your emotions. It is accepting full responsibility for every choice you make. There are no excuses. There are no phonelies. There is no blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck. Every success, every failure, every triumph, and every setback is a reflection of the decisions you made, the actions you took, or the inaction you allowed. Excuses are chains that keep you weak. Taking responsibility is freedom, and it is the only path to real power. When you own your life, you stop living reactively. You stop waiting for someone else to tell you what you can or cannot do. You become the architect of your own destiny, and you construct it with deliberate precision, courage, and relentless determination. Owning your destiny requires a vision and the courage to pursue it without apology. Too many people shrink in the face of judgment or fear. They dim their light to make others comfortable. They apologize for ambition, success, and the desire to rise above mediocrity. But greatness does not come with permission, and power does not ask for approval. Your dreams, your ambitions, and your goals are yours to claim, and no one has the right to diminish them. When you pursue your destiny unapologetically, you act with clarity and conviction. You accept that some people will not support you, some will try to undermine you, and some will criticize you without understanding. That is irrelevant. What matters is your vision, your focus, and your refusal to compromise your path for the comfort of others. Owning your life also means setting boundaries and enforcing them without guilt. Saying no, walking away from toxic people, and refusing to engage in manipulation or negativity are acts of power. You do not explain your choices to those who do not have your best interests at heart. You do not apologize for prioritizing your growth, your peace, and your mission. Boundaries are the framework of self-respect, and self-respect is the foundation of unstoppable confidence. The world will test your boundaries constantly, but when you own your reactions and defend your space without apology, you show everyone that your life is yours and yours alone. Every challenge, every failure, every insult is an opportunity to reinforce your ownership. When you fail, you do not blame others. You analyze, learn, and rise stronger. When someone provokes you, you do not react impulsively. You respond with control, demonstrating the power of your discipline.